Last time on She Rules the Waves, we left our marina in Belgium and head north around Ghent, where the weather kicked our asses. The locks got bigger, we entered the Netherlands and ended up in Terneuzen. Next morning, we locked our biggest lock yet out into the tidal, salty waters before making our way through various waterways, saw actual sailing boats, and ended up in the star city of Willemstad. Wouldn't mind staying here longer, but it's time to move on, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm Linus Jackson, a sailing musician and father of two, trying to get my boat Sedna home to Sweden for a major refit. And in time, I plan to be a full-time liveaboard and world traveler. Join us on this journey. Good morning and welcome to Willemstad, the OG one in Netherlands, not the one in Curaçao. I'm sorry to say that we have to leave this town pretty much right away, because it is a really interesting place, shaped like a star with a moat around it. It's named by its settler, William the Silent, the leader of the revolt against the Habsburgs and sometimes known as the father of the fatherland. The fortification that gives the town its septagon shape was completed in the late 1500s, and although decommissioned about 100 years ago, it's still mostly intact. Really nice place here in Willemstad, Batterina de Batterie. So, as the route had changed back in France and we had to head towards Belgium and the Netherlands, the plan was still to head east through Nijmegen and then down to the Rhine and upwards through Germany to the Baltic Sea. But after quite a bit of research, we figured it would be nicer to go up towards Amsterdam and the Markermeer instead. Then we'll move on through the standing mast route into Germany and the Küstenkanal, out into the North Sea for a quickie, and then through the Nordsee-Ostsee Canal, also called the Kiel Canal, and finally into the Baltic Sea. The best part about having a plan is to have something to deviate from. This makes me jealous. Can't wait for Sedna to go back to her natural state. But first we have to find our way through Hollands Deep to the Merwede Canal, where we'll head up towards Utrecht. Alright, it's time to leave once again the open waters and go into a small lock, or not small, but smaller than the canal, Merwede Canal. As we tied up, my dad dropped the boat hook, but Egil to the rescue. I like this lock, it was pretty cool. It was like a O shape, and they have like real stairs that goes down. After the lock, we went towards a drawbridge that would take us north, but it wouldn't open. This looks really cozy. Just enter the Merwede Canal. We learned that there's an automated phone service you can call, push certain numbers and get access to bridges and locks. But in this case, nothing happened. After a while, though, Egil heard a voice in the speaker somewhere telling us to take another route. Okay, so the bridge was not apparently for us, so we had to take something called the sport route, which we're doing now, and it's really nice. We passed some locks that were just open all the time, some houses with patios that would make anyone jealous, as well as quite a few drawbridges on our way. The sky looks a little ominous. Yeah. As we watched the squalls rolling in, we tried to handle the gusts while waiting for a bridge, but decided to just tie up in the end. So we're waiting for this bridge and the weather is... You can't hear what I'm saying here, but I guess we can all imagine the gist of it, right? Anyway, the bridge eventually opened and we moved on north while the rain started to fall. We were planning to stop in Markermeer, but since there was no open spot, we just kept driving. Once we reached Vianen, we miraculously found a spot at the dock, which was of course not allowed to tie up to, as it was exclusively for filling up with water. So we had to move again and decided to just tie up to a no parking spot. What are you gonna do? We spent the rest of the night having dinner and enjoying the sunset. Tomorrow we move on. Good morning, people! We left the quay in Vianen early and headed for the lock. First lock of the day, and we are completely alone. Our plan for the day is to head up through Utrecht, follow the Amsterdam ringway up to Weesp, and then go out into the Markermeer and head for Lelystad. Block number 2 of the day is a little bigger. Look, IKEA! This is definitely like the highway of waterways and a steep contrast to the day before. But along the way we saw a few promising signs of what might be ahead of us once we reach Weesp. For a drawbridge, they said 10 minutes. It's a really nice little canal here in Weesp. Houseboats everywhere. This is Netherlands. I imagine this Markermeer way stiller than it is. Quite rolly. Here we are driving on the Markermeer. It's pretty rolly, and I do feel more like a trawler captain than a sailboat captain at the moment, but I'm sure that will pass eventually. We're heading for Lelystad tonight, so I'll catch you when we get there. So, we arrived to one of the marinas outside Lelystad after a very rolly passage of the Markermeer. We managed to tie up safely in the gusty winds. This is just inside the breakwaters. But the passage actually shook our black water tank loose and gave me an hour or so of not very appreciated extra work. The install was made in a canal and I did not think about waves at all when I did it. But I got it fixed and cleaned up the mess before dinner. Alright, let's go and have some dinner. We have food. Food extravaganza. After dinner, we enjoyed the marina surroundings and the amenities as the sun was setting. And we tried to figure out how to move on from here, with the wind predicted to be even stronger tomorrow. We did not feel like going out on the lake again under even worse conditions than today. But more about that tomorrow. Or that's next week for you. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, because it really helps us out. Feel free to say hi in the comments, check out our social media, and consider becoming a patron. And if you haven't already, remember to click the subscribe button and the little bell. And until next time, take care.